So if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't seen that Polkadot has officially come out with parachain slot auctions. Now, this is big, this is huge. Polkadot is probably going to increase in price when this happens. But not only that, but there's also a huge money-making opportunity in participating in these crowd loans. You could be a part of a crowd loan and contribute to a project that might win a parachain slot auction. And for this, you actually get rewarded the native token that wins the slot on the parachain slot auction. So we're gonna go over an extremely detailed, very simple tutorial on how to get from A to Z and participating in any crowd loan in Polkadot. Okay, it's going to be very easy. Anyone can pull it off. Also, I explain transactions and how they work on the back end if you didn't know that. So all levels will be able to learn how to benefit from this Polkadot crowd loan. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video. Today we're talking about Polkadot Crowdloan. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to go from point A to Z and every detail in between. I even give you kind of a breakdown of how transactions work so that you can actually not lose your money. You avoid losing all of your money by getting into DeFi and the decentralized finance world. Okay, if you appreciate this content, do us both a favor, like the video, share it with a friend, and of course subscribe to the #1 cryptocurrency channel on the internet by quality. I talk about cryptocurrency and entrepreneurship, how to make money online, who doesn't want to make money online, and I try to keep things as down to earth as possible, and I don't want to waste your time, so let's just jump right into it. So the first thing you have to do is acquire DOT if you don't have it already. You can go to coingecko.com or coinmarketcap.com. And just to be very specific, guys, this is not financial advice. I purchased my Polkadot at around $24, and I'll show you proof of that. It was like $24 to $26, and I have doubled my money since. If you want to get access to my buy calls, there's a website. I have thefundamentalsecrets.com. The link will be in the description below, and this is where I kind of give out all my buy calls and stuff like that, as well as more detailed tutorials. But we're giving you a Polkadot tutorial. So all you have to do is click Polkadot, okay? Click the actual coin, come over here and click markets, okay? Markets are gonna show you where all the Polkadot is being traded. Now, my goal here is to make this tutorial for everybody. So just make sure, okay? Just make sure that the Polkadot you buy is on an exchange that you already have. So scroll down, look at these exchanges. Do any of them look familiar to you? Do you have a Kraken account? Do you have a Bitfinex account? Depending on what part of the world you live in, there is probably an account here that you can buy Polkadot off of. Now, I want to make it very easy for you guys, so I want you to use your own exchange, okay? So once you have Polkadot purchased, I specifically purchased it on Kraken, then we just have to withdraw the Polkadot into a decentralized wallet, and I'm going to go over all the details. But before we do the withdrawal, let me show you something really quickly. I'm going to show you my original purchase price. If we go to trades here, you can see right here around $28. I was buying a significant amount of Polkadot. I had to put it into multiple transactions because they didn't allow me to purchase it all at once. But here I was buying from $33. What is it, DOT? Yeah, all of these DOT transactions. So you can see I doubled my money with Polkadot. And now I have like 120,000 or something like that. Half of it I'm leaving on here to stake. And the other half, we're going to withdraw it and probably do something with it. Okay. But I'm going to do small transactions in this video just to make it very simple. So every exchange is pretty much the same. Kraken's a little bit different from others. So I'm going to show you how to do it on Kraken. So on Kraken, you go to funding, and remember, you could do this on any exchange. All you have to do is withdraw it. And you can see we have a couple of withdrawal transactions here. With Kraken specifically, they make you save the public key into this, and I'm going to explain what a public key and a private key is so you understand. But for now, all you have to do is click withdraw, the coin of your choice, which we're doing Polkadot, and then they're asking you for a withdrawal address. I already saved the public address from my wallet. For you would have to copy and paste it in there. So this is getting a little complicated for new people. So let me stop here, and I want to explain to you exactly how transactions and wallets work on the blockchain. So the next part is much easier for you, because what you're dealing with now is we're on an actual centralized exchange called Kraken. And to participate in crowd loans, we need to get off of the centralized exchange, and you need to become unbanked. Okay. So you're going to be becoming unbanked, and you're going to know how to actually use your money. You're actually going to own the money. The bank's not owning this money for you. Nobody owns it except for yourself. So it's going to be really interesting and detailed. Let me go into this screen share. I'm going to show you guys exactly how transactions and wallets work. And then when we come back, we'll go into the actual transaction. I have to make sure you guys understand all the details involved with a wallet, because most people are used to trading on centralized exchanges that have to do with retail. And most people do not know how to go unbanked. They don't know how to use the decentralized finance. So I'm going to explain the difference between a public key and private key, and I'm going to explain how transactions work on pretty much most of the blockchain. So let's say hypothetically we have two people, and I'm going to explain in history because, you know, it's a really good learning lesson, and that's the point of this channel. So we have two people here. He says, I want to sell, and I'm going to explain money, I want to buy. Okay, now this is going to be a house, let's say, right? It's just a house, right? And this guy needs a place to live. This guy's a real estate dude, and he wants to sell one of his houses, okay? So back in the day, there was something called rhinestones, okay? And these rhinestones are basically used as a form of money, and Bitcoin adopted this kind of ledger system, and I'll explain what I'm saying. So we have the stone here, and then we have like this village people, okay? So back in the day, hundreds of years ago, we got all these village people, right? I'm going to put like 3 people here, but just imagine it's a whole village. And basically, you would have to make a transaction, and they would use rhinestones because there wasn't that many on the island. It was very scarce, and it had a form of money. Okay. So what they would do, being that you can't just like, you know, these were huge boulders. These were big, big stones. So you couldn't like just like, you know, give them a stone for the house, right? So what they would say is he would basically publicly announce this, that this guy would say, okay, I'm going to give my piece of the rhinestone over to him, and then he's going to give me the house. That's what they would say. And they would basically tell the community. So it's very similar to a blockchain, because what they're doing is they're updating everybody and saying, hey, this piece of my rhinestone is now his. Okay. That's how it works. Okay. Now, you know, obviously rhinestones have their advantages because they're very scarce. But they have their disadvantages because you can't just move around rhinestones. Also, they have their disadvantages because someone actually later came in and exploited their monetary supply because they found a rhinestone reservoir somewhere else. Someone came with a boat. He was more advanced. I forgot. I think it was the Spaniards. Don't quote me on this. What they did is they come in and exploited the monetary supply by giving them more rhinestones. And then, you know, they diluted it just the same way that's happening right now with the United States economy. But why is this important? Well, let's start from a new screen here. So it's important because, you know, this is how a blockchain works, basically. We have a public key and we have a private key. Okay. And these two are used to make transactions. We have like, you know, the wallet basically consists of these two things, right? This is basically what a wallet consists of. It's a public key and a private key. Obviously, you can get deeper than that, but this is just for informational purposes only. So basically how blockchain works, I want you to imagine kind of this piece of paper and someone's writing all the history of all the transactions ever made, similar to people, you know, kind of saving it in their memory that this rhinestone belongs to this person. But how blockchain works is we have, you know, these blocks, right? And this is the same with Polkadot and a lot of other blockchains. So you'll be able to use this information for every single blockchain forever. So we have a big blockchain here, and basically each one of these blocks have not only the history, right? So let's just kind of like make it seem like it's the history, right? So we have the history over here. And it's basically ever since the blockchain even started in the first place, it's basically keeping a recollection of all that, plus the new information in this block. And this is what you see with Etherscan or any block explorer that you've ever seen before, right? So basically the gist is every 15 minutes or so, and I'm not going to explain how mining works, but every 15 minutes or so, we see these update with all the new transactions, okay? So a public key is basically your email, right? And a private key is basically like your password, but it's randomly generated, okay? So the point is, you know, when it comes to how a transaction works, so let's say you want to send $10 from wallet A to wallet B, okay? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to send it over there. What you would do is you would broadcast this message the same way they broadcasted that they were going to transfer ownership of the rhinestones. You would broadcast this message to the miners and the validators, and they will update this with the broadcasted message. And then on the next block, you'll see that wallet B has the $10, right? Wallet B has the $10 because you sent it, okay? It's very simple. But what you have to understand is that they actually don't really send, you know, coins. The point is that they're just updating this ledger. That's all it is. They're just updating the ledger of transfer of ownership. The reason why they say send coins is because that's what people are used to. People are used to transacting, so they just make it easy by saying that. But really what's happening is they're updating the information on this super long ledger that's been updated since the beginning of time. And the updated information is going to say, hey, wallet B now has the $10. The beauty of this is that obviously you don't have to update everybody. You don't have to say it, but it's permanently locked in this blockchain. So if somebody wanted to come, if all the, townspeople were, questioning who owns what, they can go to this blockchain and they can do it with a bot. They could do it physically, manually. I teach people how to use these Etherscan and these block explorers. I teach them how to do it. But they can go and see, okay, yeah, that actually happened. So yeah, wallet B, you have the money. You deserve it. That's your money because this person sent it over, right? So that's basically how it works. And I want to be clear because if you're getting off of a centralized exchange, you're unbanking yourself, right? You're becoming your own banker. And if you lose access to this private key here or your password, right, then what's going to happen is that somebody's going to be able to transfer ownership of the coins in your wallet to themselves. They're going to be able to, send a transaction or take your money basically. So you want to be very careful about this private key. And then public key, it doesn't really matter who you give it to be honest. It doesn't matter who you give the public key to, because remember, it's like your email address. You're just giving people that email address so they have the ability to send you emails. Same thing with a wallet. You're giving people the public address so that they have the ability to send you coins, right? But the private key is just really, really important. You guys want to be pay attention, right, to what I'm talking about here, because this is the important part. Don't lose your private key. They're going to ask in some cases for passwords as well, like a manual typed in password, depending on the wallet you're using. But the private key is by far the most important variable. If you have one of those hardware wallets, that doesn't matter. You could just save the private key and, get it from any wallet in the world. As long as you have the private key, you can import your wallet to any wallet in the world that accepts the same blockchain. Okay. So the device you have your money on, whether it's your computer or a hardware wallet, or it's on your iPad or it's on your phone, the device is irrelevant. The most important part is this private key right here. That's the most important part. Okay, so now that I'm showing you guys how to get off of, these centralized exchanges with Polkadot, I just want to be very clear in exactly how this works in the back end so you don't lose your money. All right, so now that you understand exactly how the back end works of everything, and this is for multiple blockchains, what I want to do is I want to withdraw the Polkadot. Now, I'm not going to do it here because Kraken takes forever, but what I would do is I'll just type in exactly how much I want to do, like 95. I know this worked because I received the Polkadot, just sent $2 really quickly, and we had a success, and I'm using the same address. Actually, let's withdraw it. It might not happen in this tutorial. It might take forever, but I'm going to withdraw 95.54 dot. Okay, so I just clicked that, and I withdrew it. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't take forever. Hopefully this will say pending. Now, when you're on an actual decentralized web and not a centralized entity like Kraken, it shouldn't take forever. But being that it's a centralized exchange, they have to go through verification processes and stuff like that. They're probably going to make me verify through my email, et cetera, but that's not a video for that. Now, next part, you actually have to get a wallet. Like I told you guys, centralized exchanges, that is your wallet currently, but you need to get your own wallet. So the website is polkadot.js. So all you have to do is type in polkadot.js.org right there. Boom. Type in polkadot.js.org, and then you're going to see a couple of apps. Okay. The first one is you want to download the extension. So right here, I'm just going to right click, open a new tab. I've already done it, but just like any other Chrome extension you've ever downloaded in your life, you're going to download this one here. Okay. So you download the Chrome extension. As you can see at the top here, I have Polkadot Chrome extension here. And then what you want to do is you want to create an actual wallet. You downloaded the extension, but now you need to create a wallet. So I'm going to create a new one as a test. I'm going to press plus, and I'm going to create a new account, and I'm going to call this account test. And I don't care if you guys see my private key. I explained to you that the private key, you guys remember what I just said before. This is the most important thing. You don't want to let anyone see it. But being that I'm not sending any money to this account, I don't care if you guys see it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just copy it to clipboard, press next. And then I'm going to do allow any chain. And then you can make a password. I'm going to put password. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Oh, this is the name. So I'll do test. And then I'll do password. Okay. And then repeat password. I don't care. I'm not using this account, so I don't care. All right. So there you go. We see test. Now, this original withdrawal I did from Kraken is going here. And you guys don't know. This is my public address, so I don't care if you see that. But you don't know my private key. So, that's the most important part. So I don't care if you guys see this. It's kind of like seeing my email address, right? So we have this test account. And if you are withdrawing from any exchange, all you have to do is copy the public address like this. And then instead of me withdrawing with this address that you guys saw before, right? I'm not going to do this, but you know, this address is from the Alex account. I could just type in the test account now. I could just paste it in there. It's not letting me because Kraken's a little bit different, but that's how you would send it, right? So if you just created an account with Polkadot.js, all you have to do is open the extension, and this is the public address right here that you send to yourself, and then you put it into the exchange and you send it to here, okay? I want to say that a couple of times because people get really confused about how this works. Okay, so now just to go through the steps, you've purchased Polkadot from your exchange, and then you're going to send it to the actual extension right here. And we just explained exactly how to do that by getting this public address. Now you're going to see the money in your account. And the way you do this is by coming back over to this website, not this one right here, but this one right here. And then you can click either one of these. The easier one to me is .apps.io. So you can click .apps.io and it's going to open, it's going to redirect. Just give it a couple seconds. And it's going to open an account so you can see your actual, you know, funds, what you have, and certain things like that. So just let it load a little bit because it's going to take a while. This is how it kind of works on, you know, the blockchain. They're actually pulling up all the data from the blockchain itself. All right, so you're going to see something like this. Now, the first thing you want to do is come over here to accounts, and you click accounts. And you can see, there you go. You see my test account I just created, and then you see the Alex extension. And you also see that the dot balance has increased, actually. So that 98 dot that I sent actually went through pretty fast, and it's already here now. So you're going to see the dot in your actual account as a balance. That's the first thing you want to do. And now you're successfully off a centralized exchange. Let's jump into the actual, you know, decentralized part. Now, the crowd loan that I'm probably going to participate in is Acala network. They usually win parachain slot auctions. Now, just to give you guys kind of the risks, understand that if they win, then what's going to happen is you're going to lock up your cryptocurrency for like 98 weeks or whatever the case is. And it's different for everybody. So know what you're getting into. Watch my other Polkadot videos. I dive into it a little bit deeper. This is just a tutorial. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to press contribute now. And whatever crowd loan you want to participate in, you know, they're going to have their own version of how to do it. Acala is very interesting because they allow you to be liquid. Even though you lock up your dot, they give you a dot, one-to-one dot representative, and you can use it for like generating yield. You could probably sell it right here. As you can see, receive liquid crowd loan dot, IC dot as a liquid token representing your locked dot. So really, technically, the way they're saying it is that you're not really locking up your dot because you can get IC dot, which is really interesting. That's super interesting. All right. So the first thing you have to do is actually connect your account. So as you can see here, we see that we're getting into it. All we have to do is click, you know, accept these terms and conditions. And then you're going to click connect Polkadot.js, and you're going to press allow this application to get access. Boom, that's it. And they're going to ask you for more. I have read it, accept and sign. Okay. And then they're going to ask me for the password. All right. So I typed in my password. I didn't want you guys to see it. And as you can see here, we have an unlocked dot balance. Okay. I have some of them locked somewhere else. But the 98 that we just sent, or the 97 or whatever it was, is here. So you can see the dot is here, and I could type in dot amount. So let's say I want to do, I'm just going to do one dot for now, just for the test purposes. Now they have a referral code. So if I don't have one right now, but if I decide to put one in the description, guys, please do me a favor and use our referral code for showing you how to do this. But you'll enter the referral code and then you type in your email address. I don't know why they ask for the email address, but you do. And then I agree to receive email communications if you want. I don't know. But as you can see here, they're locking up for 96 weeks. You know, you're going to get your IC dot representative, but the original dot is going to be locked for 96 weeks, guys. And then the ACA unlocked, they're giving away 20% of their entire supply to everybody that participates in the crowd loan. So if you have, they're basically just going to see a percentage. So like if there's 10 dot in the crowd loan, which there's not, there's a lot more than that. There was 5,800,000 dot, right? So it's a lot right now, but let's say you had 1 million dot that you're putting up right now. If you put 1 million dot into this crowd loan, you would essentially own 1/5 of the entire pool, and you would get 1/5 of the entire rewards, and the rewards is 20%. So you would get 1/5 of all the 20%, which would be crazy. That you would make a lot of money, but that would also cost a lot of money because, you know, what is it? $50 million? 1 million dot would be $50 million right now. Okay. So there you go. So right now what we're doing is we're sending, just like you guys saw in the tutorial, we're sending the transaction onto the blockchain so that they can confirm it and verify it. So I'm going to submit contribution. And then you're going to see this window come up. They're going to ask for your password again. I'm going to hide this. All right. And you see submit contribution ready. And there you go. That's pretty much it. After this happens, then You see the submit contribution. It's pending, and then you can see the contribution status here. You can go look at basically we're looking at that block explorer that we talked about. It's going to take a while to confirm. And when it does, there you go. You have officially participated in the Acala Crowdloan. And you could do this for anybody else, and you can see it's almost done. We'll wait here and see what happens after it finishes. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you for supporting Acala. Total dot balance, we contributed 1 dot. And then they're telling you exactly how much estimation you're going to receive in the native token. Oh, look, there's a referral code. So guys, I'm going to leave my referral code and the link in the description below. Please use that for me. That would be amazing if you could use that for me. I really appreciate everything you guys do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this. Catch you in the next one.